Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. This is Carlos and I'm showing off my 2020 Corolla Hybrid. Now I've had this car for longer than a year now, and I kind of just wanted to do a quick review on it and kind of explain to you folks how I got this car back in 2019. So the reason I purchased this car, and I'll get into the story, was because I commuted to El Segundo, or LAX, right, for my work. So initially my brother and I thought that it would be a good idea to purchase a car together because we work at the same place, and so we crunched numbers and we estimated that we were going to save a bunch of money for gas and services if we were to simply just buy this car together, right? And so back in Labor Day 2019, we decided to go to Toyota of Huntington Beach, and we were not going to buy this car initially. We wanted to actually get the Prius C, so we were looking at that one. However, they didn't really have any in stock, and so one of the salesmen recommended that this would be a great fit for us because it was a brand new model. So back in 2019 they already had the 2020 models, and so pretty much, you know, we said, hey, you know, might as well just take a look. We actually test drove the vehicle, both of us, and we loved it. And so we were able to make a really good deal. These are very cheap for being a hybrid, so we actually got it for like 22 or something, 21 or 22 before taxes, license, and fees. And so we were able to get a really good deal for a hybrid. You know, this car was definitely above 45 average miles per gallon, and so we loved the red. However, initially I didn't really like the interior, and I'll show you guys what that looks like, but it's not the dark one, it's the light cream one. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over the highlights of my ownership of this car. Okay, so, you know, like I mentioned, my brother and I purchased this car, so we were under the same title of ownership, and we were paying it off on a monthly basis together, right? So we would kind of like split the cost, and my brother would actually pay the money, so I would just send him the money. And since, you know, we live in the same place and we work at the same place, it made sense to have this car. However, things changed due to COVID, right? And so my brother was struggling a little bit financially, and so he had a lot of other debts to take care of. And so we pretty much agreed that I would take full ownership of this car. So back in I think it was like April or so, that's when I said that I would gladly take ownership of this vehicle, and I'll explain why. But basically, it was just a little bit complex when you co-own a vehicle with a family member. Not that we were getting in fights or anything of that nature as far as drama goes, but you know, I thought long term, how are we gonna manage? You know, let's say I move on to another job, or he does, or let's say we start a family, and you know, it's gonna get complex. So I thought, you know, in order to help him out, because I am the bigger brother, I said I'll take the hit. I'll take the, you know, the title. I'll refinance the car with credit union, in this case Financial Partners, and then we'll just put it on my name, and I'll take ownership of it, and I'll do the payments, because I knew it was going to be you know, low payments because it's a very cheap car. So I did. I went to Financial Partners, and they were very helpful, so I got that transferred over to me, which took like a day. So I got a new loan with them, and we paid off the loan with Toyota, so it went to my name. So that's how I got into this car. As far as owning this car, you know, it's a great commuter car. Incredible, by all means, incredible Guys, gas mileage on this car. I really like the red, and it's a hybrid, of course. These wheels are actually, when you get the car, you won't be able to tell. That's how they look. You actually get like covers, so you can see they're like light right now, but you usually get covers which look like something that you would put on a steel wheel. But I found out through a review on the internet, on YouTube, that you can actually take those covers off and you can get a full-on, I think they're like 16 or 15, I think they're like 15-inch rims. They don't look that bad. To me, it kind of reminds me of it's gonna sound crazy, but the Anki RPF ones. And so I think of them like that. But overall, it's been a good car. I think it definitely it's a good balance between, you know, the performance cars and your daily driver. Given the fact that this is so cheap, I can definitely keep it and afford it and still have my race car. Now that I show you guys, I have the 2020 STI. But overall, I like the color. I think I've already said that. I like the wheels, surprisingly. They're very comfortable. As you can see, it has a lot of sidewalls, so they're very comfy. The right quality is comfy. Let me just go over the inside, and then I'll kind of explain what I like and what I don't like. Initially, I didn't like the kind of like the cream interior. I like the kind of like the darker one. But they only had red, a combo with exterior red, and those, you know, the interior. When we made the deal, it was kind of like a consideration of my brother because he was going to pay for it. So he said he liked it. So I said, why not? Let's just get it. I was just happy to save a bunch of gas with this car, right? Back in the day, I had the 2019 STIs, as you guys may recall. So that was my combo of cars. That was my 2019 STI and this one. Now it's obviously the 2020 and this one. So this comes with let me turn it on. So I'm gonna turn it on. Put the AC on because it's kind of hot right now. So I'm averaging 46.8 miles per gallon right now. I have just over 17,000 miles. So I pretty much have used it. Obviously with COVID, I've used it less, but you know, it would have been way more if I was still commuting to work. I would have had well over 20,000 for sure. Probably like 24,000 by now. That's what I estimate based on my driving. But this is the dashboard, where it shows you a bunch of info. You can kind of scroll through the different settings here. This is just like kind of like your hybrid settings. Obviously what I showed you guys, but you can scroll to the right and it shows you like it has smart drive. So this is a really good feature. I'll show you guys what that is in just a sec. And it has that information, a bunch of other settings, vehicle settings and whatnot, which I don't really use, to be honest. But what I really wanted to show and wanted to showcase more is this right here. So this is, I believe, is called Smart Drive, but it's kind of like cruise control, but it self-adjusts to the vehicles in front of you and their speed. So let's say you're in the freeway and you set it at like a maximum of 75 miles per hour, and you're you know, the traffic it's pretty much going at that rate. If you go, let's say, to the carpool and there are cars that are going less than 75 miles per hour, then it's gonna brake for you. So you just pretty much, you know, go here, you set it, and then you can actually adjust the distance between the vehicle in front of you and yourself. You can create more distance, middle distance, and then less distance. So I really like the setting. It's very comfortable, and it does work pretty well. However, sometimes when you're kind of like driving in bumper to bumper traffic, it kind of jerks a little bit more than my liking. It kind of, it brakes too roughly, from my opinion, sometimes. Not all the time, though, so it's kind of like inconsistent. I'm not sure why it does that. Sometimes, I don't know, like, sometimes let's say there's, like you're going like super fast. There's like a huge gap between you and the next car. And let's say you're cruising at 75 miles an hour. And then all of a sudden they stop. Sometimes I feel like it's not going to stop. So I have to kind of like, assist the car and brake. Otherwise, like, I feel like it won't. So it's like, I guess it's like the radar is not the best. But it does help when, when there's like bumper to bumper traffic, it's perfect. But, I would just like, just caution yourself always. Don't trust the system 100%. And it also has lane assist. It actually works. So like it actually kind of, as long as you have your hands on the wheel, it will kind of steer for you. But I would always, don't go to sleep and put it on smart drive and then let the car steal. Don't do that. That's not safe. So, but it does kind of assist you, and it creates a more comfortable ride on the freeway. But yeah, I like the car. It has Apple CarPlay, and the system's okay as far as like the sound system goes. It doesn't have sub or anything. It's pretty bass oriented. Here's my kind of like my AC settings. You can kind of readjust the temperature. It does not have kind of like what is that system where dual climate control, right? Where like it creates a different temperature on the passenger side versus the driver's side. It doesn't have that. It's pretty basic transportation. It's obviously a CVT or eCVT. However, one of the things I really like about this car, and I think it's well proven, is that it has pretty much the same drivetrain as a Prius, and we know that those cars are pretty much one of the most reliable Toyotas out there. And so that being said, kind of really like that, and I know it's going to be reliable, and so I'm pretty happy with that. One of the things I do know that this is different, the only difference between the drivetrain, and I don't know if that's considered a drivetrain portion, but I know that the Prius has lithium-based batteries on the back, and then this has nickel-based, and I think these are actually better batteries for cold climates, which doesn't really apply in California. So I would say that the Prius has better batteries, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't really care that it has different batteries. And one of the things I really like here, I'll show you guys. You can actually press that little button where it says hold, and whenever you brake, let's say on you're stopping on the light, you don't have to keep pressing on the pedal. It kind of just keeps it there until you press the gas and it goes, right? So I really like that feature. I just washed the car, so it looks pretty clean. But yeah, just wanted to do a quick review on this car. As far as plans go, I'm probably gonna keep it forever. I'm probably gonna give it to my daughter. Things change, right? You never know if that's the case, but for now, I've had it for over a year now. Like, I would say a year and change, right? And I do plan to keep this car because it's kind of like, it's a good option. Like, even my family members sometimes ask me to borrow it. Like the other day, my brother picked up his girlfriend at TJ, and he took it all the way over there, and he knows that he can save a bunch of money driving and not using his car. Let me turn off the AC first, and then we'll get out again and just kind of wrap up the video. But as far as space goes, it's pretty comfortable, for all my passengers. I'm just gonna do a quick around the vehicle here. So here it looks pretty clean right now because I just washed it. It was filthy, but it looks pretty good right now. You know, there's always a thing when you wash your vehicles, you kind of love them more, right? You learn to appreciate them. But I do appreciate this vehicle, and again, I did say that it's been a tough year, so I'm really thankful that I'm able to afford both vehicles, and those are kind of like my only two vehicles that I own. You know, one was for work. I don't really drive to work anymore, but you never know. I'm for sure gonna come back sometime next year, so I'm gonna keep it for that, and then also like for the future, you know, give it to my daughter when she grows up a little more and she can drive. I think this will be a good first car for her. You know, it's gonna be like a 5-6 year old car when she gets to drive, so I think it's gonna be a perfect car for her. That's why I'm kind of making the payments now, kind of an investment, and then at the same time I can save a bunch of money and gas. So overall, that's kind of like my overview. Let me know if you have any questions specifically to this car. If you guys are in the market for this car, I recommend purchasing this car. It's a good car to have. It's cheap for a hybrid, and obviously you're going to get a lot of return for your gas and your money. All right, guys, thanks.